first. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So in EWM, we have two options to access all the transaction. Okay. Number one, GUI, which is most common. And number two is RF screen. So RF screen is more or less similar, but it fit into smaller device like pad, small mobile device, so that you can take a roam around the warehouse and do your activity. Mostly it is used for put picking activity, internal transfer activity. Okay. So we'll see that what all the setup prerequisites are needed. So very first thing is you have to create a resource group. Resource group is nothing but combination of the resources. So how many types of resources available in EWM? Any guess?
Sir,
Resource. What is
actually,
resource? First you
resource
tell me
type
what
will
is
be
resource.
like manual or some robotics or like forklift.
Yeah, it
Uh,
can be forklift, it can be robot, it can be human, it can be a machine, it can be lift, any kind of instrument or tools that are used to move the product. Any kind of instrument, device, or vehicle or person required to move the product from one place to another place in warehouse. So those are called resource, and resource are combined under a group. So just for sake of creation of a group, you have to create a resource group using this transaction code RGRP, and you take your ININ warehouse and create a resource group, let's say RG01, whatever you want. Okay.
Sir, one doubt here. Actually, what is the main difference between handling unit and resource group? So, like that I
Both are
little bit.
totally different thing.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Both are totally different thing. What is the difference between air conditioner and tree? This is
Hmm, hmm.
something like this. Totally different things. Handling unit means what? By which you handle the
So,
product. It can be a crate, industrial pallet on which you are keeping the product and moving, right? You are
hmm,
putting it
hmm.
is kind of
Yeah.
handling unit is equal to your main material plus packaging material. That is
Correct.
called handling unit. So whenever you put the packaging material in the HU screen and create, it generate a handling unit number. So without packaging material, is it possible to generate handling unit? Answer is no.
No, no.
To create a handling unit, I need a main product and a packaging material. Now there might be a case where you have some auxiliary packaging material, let's say some wrap, the plastic wrap or bubble wrap, and on top of that you are putting inside a box. Then that box you are keeping inside a pallet, and then it is called a handling unit. You can generate a HU label. You stick it. It's like kind of a barcode. Okay. Now, when we create a resource group, we connect the resource group with the queue, which
So,
means any resource under this resource group able to access the queue, inbound queue, outbound queue, internal queue. Why queue is needed? To assign the warehouse order. So whenever a warehouse order is created, means after outbound delivery or after inbound delivery, we create a warehouse task, and immediately with refer to warehouse task, it generates a warehouse order. Now, if it is a picking warehouse order, then it will go to the outbound queue. If it is a put-a warehouse order, then it will go to the inbound queue. Now, for example, Satish is responsible for handling the inbound queue. Okay, so I will assign resource Satish to inbound queue, and whenever any warehouse order is created under inbound queue, Satish will be the person who will be going to execute that put-a activity. And let's say Shantu is responsible for outbound activity. So I'll assign the resource Shantu with outbound queue, so that whenever a picking request is created, outbound delivery and warehouse order is created, it will get assigned to outbound queue automatically. There is a configuration, and the warehouse order will be executed by Shantu. Okay, he will be responsible. So
sir,
this
actually, here before, suppose for example, warehouse task created, right?
Mhm.
After warehouse task confirmed, then warehouse order will be there. Okay.
Yes.
Then
No, 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 no,
before,
no. Not after confirmation of warehouse task. The moment a warehouse
Mm.
task is created, immediately by
Mm.
combining that warehouse order, system creates a warehouse order.
Okay, okay,
Immediately. So it created as a pair. For example, I have created a warehouse task. Immediately, if you
mm.
open that warehouse task, you can see the corresponding warehouse order. Because even if you are not defined any warehouse order creation rule, system by default will consider DEF warehouse order creation, and it will create the
Okay,
warehouse order with no rule,
okay,
nothing. So it will just generate the warehouse order number. Now
okay,
queue is assigned to a warehouse order. Remember, the connection is warehouse order is connected to queue and queue is connected to the resource. And this is the way how a resource access the warehouse order. So in between, the queue is the linking point.
okay.
Now, when you go to RSRC transaction code, this is a very, very important transaction code where you need to assign the resource group and the presentation device. Okay, so here this configuration is the most important configuration, single configuration which is required for RFID activation. So in the left hand side, you have to create the resource is nothing but, in your case, it is your warehouse, it is your user ID. So you can put S4
Generally,
ERPWM30. Put the resource type. For example, if you have defined manual resource, then MNU. Or if you have, for my case, I have created resource type RT01, so I'll assign as RT01, resource group RG01, default device, you can assign any default device. If you have not created any default device, then put start. It means it will fit in any device, like it can be an iPad or it can be a small device, handle device or mobile device. So it will be a generic default device. And I would suggest to keep this queue field blank. Why? Because if you keep it blank, then this resource can access any queue, inbound, outbound, internal, because you have a single user ID and you want to test everything, inbound process, outbound process, internal process, everything you want to use. So if you specify any queue, then you will only able to access the outbound queue or inbound queue or internal queue. But if you keep it blank, then it is generic. It becomes generic. You can access
so
inbound.
normally in business, how it will be, sir? Suppose
No,
you are
normally in
creating.
business, every user is assigned to a different queue. One user generally do not responsible for multiple queue, but it is
Mm-hmm.
possible. You can create multiple row and you can assign different queue, inbound and outbound.
Okay, okay.
But for the time being, you just update 1, 2, 3, 4, these four field. That would be good enough for your testing, and you'll be able to do all kind of testing.
Yeah, yeah. They
Okay.
understand business now, one is enough to
Mhm.
sort of going
Now,
there.
whenever you will get the system, you can go and you can check the configuration backend. Suppose you are in support
Correct, correct.
project. I would suggest you to first go into a support project or rollout project. The advantage is that if support project is there already are pre-built, you can go through and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
support. Then gradually, if you get opportunity to get a rollout project, then you have the template ready, which means already implementation is done and you have the reference document. You just augment it with by creating a new warehouse. So rollout project gives a
Yes, sir.
lot.
Actually, for this EWM, I have connected Deloitte like global level, the people that's working EWM.
Mm-hmm.
What they are telling us, at least you understand first inbound process, outbound process,
Yes,
physical
yes.
inventory, internal.
And do not,
That's
yeah,
because
yeah, do not
what they
bypass
are telling
all the
now, if you
area.
go for yeah, yeah, you cannot cover all there. Even I asked some question also, they are 3 year experience not able to answer. They're telling see
Generally,
sir,
what
these are
happens
the
now, those, see, in EWM area, people come from different background. Let's say if you are from
yeah,
background, then you should look at first the inbound process because you have the solid confidence about the
yes,
inbound
yes.
process procurement purchase part. Okay.
Mm.
And someone who came from the SD background, they generally assign for the outbound process. Outbound process are little fast compared to inbound. Okay. So first you
Okay, okay.
grasp about the inbound process and then slowly move into the outbound process. And internal process is simple. It is within warehouse. There is no point of escalation.
Yeah,
Most escalation happens in the outbound side. Why? Because customer cannot wait, right? If you have committed to deliver the material in a particular date, you cannot
yeah.
means break the commitment. So you must have to, whatever be the
Okay.
situation. Even the goods issue is not working, you have to use the normal add issue or add per transaction to shift the material to GI zone and manually do the goods issue. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So first try to get all the knowledge about the inbound process, then slowly move into the outbound process. Outbound process would take little more time compared to inbound process.
Okay.
Now the next transaction code is user transaction code. Whatever transaction codes are there in this document, just follow this. Go to the user
Okay.
transaction document and put your user ID, warehouse number, resource, and presentation profile as star star, which means it consider everything. The concept of queue. What is queue? Queue is nothing but, for example, you are standing in a line. Suppose you went to a bank and there is a huge line. That line is called queue, right? Queue means a sequential order by which you have to execute or you have to complete your task. So queue is nothing but a sequence of tasks. So here inside a queue, you'll get a number of warehouse order. Okay. See, this is the arrow. In number of warehouse order. A group of warehouse tasks is equal to warehouse order that is connected to queue. And on the other side, right hand side, you have connected resource with the queue. So this is the way how a resource access the warehouse order. So sometime it might happen that you went to RFID transaction code in the RF device, you have given the warehouse order number, but system is showing that there is no warehouse order exist, although it is there. The very first reason would be that queue has not been assigned. So what you can do, you can go to the warehouse order and put the queue name and save it. And after that, if you try, you will see that yes, my warehouse order is there, that FUI screen. So multiple resources are there, disconnected. Okay, you can go through this. Now here is the configuration. All the configuration are inside the cross-process setting resource management. So this is the part of resource management as well. Okay. So in resource management, you have to define the resource type, define the queue, these two options. First resource type. So here we have defined forklift. It is a manual resource, and we have a instrument. Okay. Two resources are defined. Now define queue type, inbound queue, outbound queue, and internal queue. You can define queue type. Then you have to define queue type with the queue. INBD is the queue type, and we have assigned inbound queue. INTL is the queue type for internal transfer. So internal queue and outbound queue. These three queue has been defined. Now queue determination. How system determine the queue? Based on process and process type, it determines the queue. Based on process and process type. What is the process for inbound? It is PUTI, PTWI. And the process type is 1010. So based on 1010 and PUTI activity, it will determine the sequence. If you look at this configuration here, you can see that, okay, for this warehouse, based on my process type 1010, PUTI activity inbound queue will be determined. Even if you are using a different process type, you can assign the inbound queue here also. 2010 is for outbound process type. So it will go to the peak activity, and with this combination, we have assigned outbound queue. Similarly, for internal transfer 3 series, we can use 3060. Okay, likewise
Here
for
two times. Here, sorry, sir, sorry to interrupt. Here, actually, for 1010, na, against this virus, two times they are mentioned inbound, and then the access type manual. Because of difference, it comes duplicate, sir. Here, for
suppose you are
example,
using POSC, process oriented storage count. This is 1010 is the direct put type, right?
okay,
Now, if
okay,
you have multi-step PUTI, then your process
okay.
type is different. 1011, 1011.
That is okay. That is okay.
Hmm.
Come little bit below, sir. Here,
Hmm.
after Z010, below Z010, again 1010 put away is there.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So,
Here we have defined
so
a access type, bin access type, manual, which means
okay,
human
okay.
will access this. So
So
even
suppose if I have three access type now,
hmm,
manual, robot, and then something for so
hmm,
for that for 1010 put I need to assign three times, right?
yes, correct.
Okay.
So
Okay.
forklift is there. You will as an FORK 1010 put a inbound like this.
Okay. Okay.
We do not generally create much queue. Okay, we generally create
Mm-hmm.
inbound, outbound, and internal. These three are good enough.
Okay. Okay.
Queue access sequence. See here, the first access sequence is based on all criteria: process type, activity, destination, area, source bin. Hmm. But generally, these two indicator is good enough. Process type and activity. These two indicator. Process type and activity. Because once you know the process type, you can easily understand that whether it is inbound or outbound process. Correct? So based on
Yeah.
process type and activity, access sequence, if you can define, that is good enough to determine the queue. Then the last one is for, this is for physical inventory. Okay. And physical inventory activity type is INVE. It is done internally. So queue will be internal queue. Okay. So we'll assign a resource for the internal queue. Recount, that is also done internally. So internal queue will be there. Access type manual, because we are going to check, verify the stock manually. So manual access type. Activity area, why you want to do 0010. Now this is a presentation device configuration, PRDVC. Okay, so here you can create the presentation device. In this situation, if I zoom it little bit, say 100%. So here you can see many presentation devices are there. Okay, but it depends on the screen. Suppose 20 centimeter by 40 centimeter screen is there in your device. So for this device, you can configure your display profile. It is totally a configuration, internal technical configuration. If you have the RF cookbook, there you can see the technical details. But from functional standpoint, what you need to do, you need to define the presentation device based on the device the client use, and you have to fit into the screen so that it should not cross the limit or it should not hide anything. So all the button, all the fields should be properly visible. Because many of case you have seen that some website opens in the laptop, but when you open in mobile, it does not fit, which means that it has not means defined based on the system type, screen type. So I would prefer to use star display profile. Why? Because it will fit to any device. Okay. And then once everything is done, these are all the configuration and the setup. What we need to do, we need to go to the transaction code RFEY. RFEY is to access the RF screen, not GUI. In the GUI, we directly put PRDO transaction to access the inbound delivery. But here, RFUI is the transaction through which you can access inbound, outbound, everything, RFUI. So the screen will look like little different. It's small, top left corner, you will be able to see. I'll show you. So when you execute this transaction code, it will ask you to put the resource name, default device, and the warehouse number and press enter. Once you press enter, it looks exactly like the mobile handle device. Okay, see top left corner, small screen. So you have all the option. If you are doing the inbound process, then go to the inbound screen. If you are doing outbound process, go to outbound screen. I'll show you the outbound process today. Inbound process, inbound, then put a by warehouse number, warehouse order number, put the warehouse number. These are all the things. So there are some name of this screen, for example, menu item, menu field, input field, output field, function key. Okay, let me show you in the system. You get idea. Okay, close this. Oh, what was the password? HANA 2026, na?
No, sir, wait. Actually, here, I don't know how it is changed. HANA 269 here you can mention it. Inside you can mention is 2026.
Oh, right.
I don't know how it came. Yesterday, here mention as HANA 2026.
HANA.
2026.
So if you look at the left hand side, I have added this transaction code which are useful. RGRP, this is for resource group creation. We have created RG01 resource group. And then QSEC is there where under the resource group we have assigned all the queue, inbound, outbound, and internal queue. Then RSRC transaction code to set up this. Okay. Here PRG display device. And the last one is the user. So here, this is the user. So likewise, you can, this configuration is not required for you because it is already pre-built for your user ID, and blank warehouse means it is applicable for your warehouse also.
Okay. For all warehouse it will be applicable.
Yeah. This 4 transaction code just you need to set up. That's it. This 4 transaction.
Okay.
Now, when you set up this and go to RFUI transaction code /n/scwm/RFUI, you put it here, you give your warehouse number and your resource and star, enter. You will get this screen. Okay. Without the configuration of the setup, you cannot enter into this screen. So before executing anything, I need some document, right? Suppose if I'm outbound and if I want to do picking and picking by warehouse order, system will ask me to put warehouse order. So first, let me create something. Let me create, I had a sales order. I'll create an inbound delivery for that. Sales order. What was the
One
sales?
delivery, right? You are creating.
Let me create a fresh sales order. VA01, creating a new sales order. Sales order created, and from the same screen I can go and create the delivery. Here the delivery. Put the shipping point and to increase the date, it will increase by 1 month. Enter. And go to picking, we have SSS, IFS, save. So outbound delivery is created and distributed to EWM system. I display this, enter. So this is my outbound delivery. Now what I need to do, I need to go to PRDO transaction code. Outbound delivery. And we'll create the warehouse task. Okay. How to create warehouse tasks? Outbound delivery.
Select the
I
follow-on
think some
function.
wave is there, na? Wave. We'll see
Yeah.
because we have set up the wave, na? Or I have delinked it. Let me see wave is created or not. Or I have delinked that. Auto creation I switched off, na? Yes, the last week. Huh? Auto creation of wave. I think I
Not sure, sir, because I
switched
not
it.
yet completed there.
Okay, I think I have switched it off. Okay, no problem. Even if it is not created, not an issue. If I click on wave, nothing is there. Fine. So what I'll do, I'll
Yeah.
go to the outbound delivery and we'll create the task manually. Create the warehouse task. Create plus save. So what will
Okay.
happen? See, warehouse order is created. Remember, whenever we are creating
Mm-hmm.
a task, immediately warehouse order is also created. Warehouse order is 303. So you can get it there.
Okay.
303. If we go to the monitor transaction and click
Okay.
on warehouse order,
Zeros are
see, Outbound is
Day-9.
automatically picked up. How? The question is how system picked up the outbound queue. If I open it here, you can see here
Yeah,
outbound
yeah, queue
has
is
been
there.
determined. Okay.
Okay.
How it is determined? We'll see the configuration. It has been
It's
determined.
automatically determined. Correct?
Uh,
Yes.
I'll show you in the SPR. Direct
Okay.
transaction code is also there in your menu path, and here, if you go to the configuration of cross-process settings,
15.
most of the
Resource.
important configuration are inside internal process or cross-process settings.
Okay.
You have
Okay.
to go
Warehouse
to
tasks, everything.
resource management, and in the resource
Queue type,
management, define queue.
define
This is the
queues.
area. So we have steps. First, define
Okay.
queue. We'll go
Yes.
here, SSSS. Just copy this. I have created
Okay.
three
Okay.
queue in
Uh-huh.
inbound, outbound, and internal. Three queues are created. Next, queue determination criteria. How system will determine the queue. SSSS. I have given only 1010 for put A, 2010 for picking, 3010 for internal. Inbound, outbound, internal. Clear?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
similarly for your ROs also you can do the similar settings. Go back. Access sequence. How system will access? I have given the access sequence based on the activity and process type. So here you can see activity and process type. This is the access sequence. And I kept another two access sequence. Another access sequence is based on the process type only. And the third access sequence based on the destination area. Not required. This single configuration is good enough to determine the queue. Okay. And this is the
Okay.
reason how system determine physical inventory. Not required at this point. Not happened. Okay. Uh, Now for physical inventory also I kept it for testing. 0010 activity area. Activity is INVE and Q is internal. So this configuration needed for physical inventory. So in the configuration, just do this part. Okay, define queue. In
Okay.
this node, you'll get all step-by-step configuration.
Okay.
Now, what is my warehouse order number? My warehouse order number is
303.
303. Remember this 303. Now, suppose user, suppose Satish, you are the user. Ashanto is the user. The user got the warehouse order. So what he will do? He will sit idle or he will go and pick the item. Answer is he will go and pick the item. So when he pick the
Item.
item, where he will keep first? Under a peak HU, right? So we need to create a peak HU
PKHU.
as a first step. Put it there. Then after picking where he will take it? He will take it to the staging area, GI zone. So the destination
CIG.
will be my GI zone. After that, we need to do the loading and goods issue. All right. So we'll do
Okay.
that. First, we'll go to RFUI. We'll go to RFUI. Sorry,
Slash
RFUI.
and slash.
Go to
Uh,
RFUI,
we-
enter outbound for this outbound,
Outbound
right?
process.
Outbound
Outbound
picking.
process.
First step is picking.
Just picking. Okay.
Then picking by warehouse order.
Okay.
And warehouse order is 303.
We-
So what you will do, you'll consider this warehouse order, and this is the first step. So
Okay.
first step, he went near to the picking bin, standing in front of the bin, having a
Mhm.
basket in his hand, but he doesn't have any label. So on the
Okay.
basket, first he will stick a label. So for that, he need a
Okay.
packaging material, put a packaging material, and here
Okay.
F2. You have to click on F2 to
F2.
create the HU create. HUCRT means
Okay.
HU create. The moment you
Okay.
will create HU, one HU number will appear here, the 7 series HU number. You can see that. Click on
So as of now, we are doing manually, but label is there now. You will scan
you
that,
have to
correct?
scan and print the label. Okay.
Okay.
One moment, I'm getting a call.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Now, the moment the handling unit is created and label is printed, there is will be mechanism print HU. Okay, if you go
Okay.
here, we have many option to print HU option is there. Here it is not showing. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. You
so
tell.
you have the
Okay.
label printing option. Now
Okay.
press enter or press F4 to go to the next. Click here.
Okay.
So now what you need to do, you have a barcode scanner in your handheld device, that scanner. So you need to first
Okay.
scan the bin. So you'll scan the bin till it, music will come,
Okay.
put the bin. Then
Okay.
there is no box source issue, so nothing to scan over here. Then
Okay.
the material is also having a barcode. Tinate music will
Okay.
come and you will scan it.
Okay.
Done. Now this quantity you have to put manually. Two quantities
Okay.
requested. If you have found two quantity, just put two quantity, okay, and put it in the basket. Scan the peak HU. This is the peak HU, right? You have to
Okay.
scan,
Yeah.
copy and paste. Okay.
Okay.
While copying it, copy it properly, okay? So that it will match
Okay.
with this will match with this will match with this will match with this. Okay. Once everything is done, press enter. Now, where you need to keep the material? And the answer is you have to walk and go to the GI zone. So this is your
Okay.
GI zone bin, put it here, and this is your destination HU. Scan, put it here. Press enter. The initial screen will come. This means that warehouse order has been confirmed. It will not show anything that warehouse order has been confirmed, activities complete. No, it will take you to the original screen.
Okay.
Original screen will come, and then you close it, and now verify what is the status. So if you refresh the screen, refresh it, and then in the outbound delivery, if you click on warehouse order, below you can see the warehouse order and what is the status. What is the status?
Completed.
Status is
Completed.
completed, confirmed.
Confirmed, sir.
Okay. Now, what is your next step? Picking is done and it is
Then
inside the HU handling unit. It is inside this is the packing
okay.
material. So it is packed. The status is showing, packing status is showing it
Completed.
is packed. Even though it is packed initially using a peak HU, if you wish to repack it, yes, you can go and again pack it. You can go here, follow on function, go on pack, it will take you to the packing screen. So here you can unbox
Yeah.
it and you can put it into a different HU. That is also possible. Okay, how you can do
Okay.
that? You
Okay.
can put a packaging material over here, put the bin
Execute.
is GI zone bin, GI zone bin, and click on execute. Another box has been
Select.
created. So you can drag and drop it here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can save it. Okay, so now this is your new HU. Okay,
Okay.
then finally you have to load it, loading
Okay.
complete, and you can goods issue it. Goods issue has been done. Now see,
Okay.
when goods issue has been done, another outbound delivery is created. Look at this,
One
Shantu,
nothing.
specifically for you. When you are doing the goods issue, it is creating another outbound delivery. What is this outbound delivery? You might be asking a question that, okay, I have already created outbound delivery from ERP system with reference to sales order, that outbound delivery distributed to the EWM. No, that outbound delivery is nothing but the warehouse request. That is the initiator. And this is the last step. Once the goods issue is posted, this is posted against this outbound delivery order. This is the integration point with the other module, let's say transportation management or something else. Now, if you want to see this outbound delivery, you have to go to the second node, second tab, outbound delivery. Click on here. You can see this outbound delivery. And here you will get the option of reversal. If you suppose you have done some mistake and you would like to reverse the outbound delivery goods issue, then here you can see a small arrow downwards. Click on here and do a reverse goods issue. So it will take the stock back to GI zone. And from GI zone, what you need to do, you need to unpack the material and you can take it back to the original bin using add HU or add plot transaction. Okay, this is the option.
Okay. Now stock will be reduced, right? To quantity from that bin.
To quantity will be reduced. Now, if you go to the MB51 transaction code for this light material, LIGST material for the date, you can see that there is a
It is the amendment
quantity.
type for that 6
Okay.
Okay.
At night, I did on posting. So that is the
Okay.
reason it is showing two documents. Okay.
Okay.
Just for testing purpose, I did it. So you do first you use my data and do a outbound process just to be habituated with the process and steps, and then you do configuration with your warehouse for this. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
That is all for
Okay.
today.
So, sir, here Q, okay, that resource you are given manually, yeah,
Huh?
for your scenario. Resource.
Resource manually.
So where I can able to see that, sir? Because Q I found you shown,
Oh, the
right? So,
resource. See, resource I have given. Normally, what happened that you can determine where we were in the screen, and if we go here,
okay.
see, the processor resource will come automatically because when you have created the warehouse order, you don't know who is the resource, right? You can have multiple
Hmm.
resource assigned for this outbound process. The person who
Okay.
actually confirm, when you confirm, that user ID will get populated here automatically. Here earlier,
Okay.
if you have
Okay.
noticed that it was blank, right? It was blank.
Yeah, yeah. Q and resource alert is blank.
No. Queue
Now,
was there, but resource field was blank. Queue
okay,
was
okay,
there.
okay. After
Queue was there.
confirm only it will be updated.
Who suppose
Okay.
in case of Shantu, it might be confirmed by Satish also because both are
Yeah, yeah.
responsible for outbound queue. So those the person basically was actually confirmed the warehouse order, his name or user ID or resource ID will appear over here after confirmation.
So here in that our system now for time being created by and resource are same. See here confirmed by here
Mhm.
right hand side sir confirmed by S4 ERP EWM 30 now.
Mhm.
This is resource only it is updating or how sir?
It is
Confirmed
processor
by below.
because you can put a different name for resource. You can put a different
Okay,
ABC 123 resource. But
okay,
this is
okay.
your actual SCP ID. In real life system, this is your
Hmm.
actual SCP ID, the processor or created by this actual
Yeah.
processor ID. And this
Okay.
might differ
Okay. Okay.
based on configuration. So this is
Okay.
not only applicable for the outbound, but also it is applicable for inbound. So after doing the
Inbound.
setup, you can try with the inbound process also, just for put a
Okay. Okay.
have it
Okay.
start like that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And sir,
Okay.
one more thing here, sir.
Mm.
Actually, while trying to create a sales order with my this one, okay, you have given the screenshot.